Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Woohoo! I'm playing with my views. There. Bam! How's everybody doing? It looks so dark in here, and it's like it's really bright, but the sun isn't coming straight in, so. What can I say? Alright, so let's come over here. Let's make sure that I am. There I am. There I am. Like and share. Yep. All right. Let's see who's going to be popping on today. I'll wait a couple minutes, and then if nobody's coming on, I'm going to start. I'm going to start pulling the cards. All right. Make sure that you can still hear this. Sorry. I was going to plug that in before I started, and then I realized it's like, well, the cord sitting there doesn't do any good. Hi, Miss Christy. It's winter storm weather here. So, like, are you getting freezing rain, or are you getting snow, or wind, or some combination of all of those? And here, 65 and sunny today, I think. Yeah, I think the eastern, like, there's just a tiny little portion of the eastern side of Arizona that was going to get some kind of weather, and that was it. That was it. So, all right. So, yes, there I am. Yeah, so this is what I've been doing. Every time I hear something or see something about the weather, I just think it's like, oh yeah, it's not as bad as they said it was going to be. So to put that energy out there. So yeah, they said it was going to be so bad. It wasn't as bad as they said it was going to be. Even though I know when you're in it, it's like, oh yeah. I just, well, when I was in northern Arizona, we did have weather, and we had snow. But I don't think I don't think it was ever, not in Prescott Valley anyway. I think Flagstaff, they definitely get, and Sedona probably does. I've been in Sedona, this was years and years ago, that I was there, and I went up to this, it's an overlook. And if you're there, you got Sedona, and then just north of that is Oak Creek Canyon, and you go up there, and there's an overlook. So you're coming up like this, and then you go up, and you can look. And they always have Native Americans selling their wares along the way when you in the parking lot there. And they had, 14 inches of snow? It was quite a bit of snow, but it was melting already. I mean, I swear, you're a mile higher, so you're that much closer to the sun, so it's warmer. Snow. May I have a card? Yes, you may, Miss Stephanie. How are you doing? Now, Steph, how much snow are you supposed to be getting? I mean, Christy's getting freezing rain later today, snow, sleet, blah, blah. So, Christy, is it doing that now, or is it? And Christy, I know you didn't say this, but I know you usually do, so I'm going to add you to the list. But yeah, thankfully, I'm just very grateful that the sun is shining, and because I don't think I could. Well, I don't have any of the clothes anymore either. Of like my warmest jacket is like pretty toasty if it's cold here, but sleeting now. Okay. Yeah, that's the bad stuff. I remember, wow, this was when my mom was still alive, okay? So I was babysitting, and down the street from where I babysat was this big empty parking lot, but it was behind up on the hill was the high school. And there was so much ice that the lines were coming down, and they were arcing. And I'm on the phone with my mom, and I was just, I was freaking out. I mean, what was I, 12? I could have been 13. It was just like, it was so scary to me. Snow last night. Oh, so then you get that good old crust on top. But hopefully the sun is going to come out and just like melt it all gently, gently, gently away. Gently. Hello, Miss Jessica. How are you today? We're talking about the weather. And we're putting the energy out there. It's not as bad as they said it was going to be. 15 degrees. Oh, yeah, that's cool too. Between 12 to 15 inches, they are saying, but I'm not going out to measure it. You'd be buried, little Stephanie. Cars are totally covered with the snow. Yeah, don't you be going out there. Don't you be going out there. It's like, where did she go? Where did Steph go? She headed outside. It's like there was a big snow mound. Where is she? I know, you're not that little, Steph, but I know you are. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so while we're talking weather, I'm going to start doing the shuffle for today. Miss Jessica, I had a terrible night, relationship stuff. But big feelings also hard. Yeah, those relationships are like that, aren't they? So, okay, so I got you down. Okay, so this is for the week of, this is the last few days of January, guys. Do you realize this? This is for January 26th through February 1st. So we are already like the last days of January of 2026. And it's just crazy. It seems like time is just flying by. All right, so there's the Desert Speaks card. Let's see what the angels, how fast they're going to come out. 3 angel cards. So happy I caught you. I'm so happy that you caught me too. So happy that we caught you. So if you guys haven't already, clear your energy, clear your space, call in your angels and guides, and set the intention that these are the perfect cards that are coming up. So this is the perfect card from the Desert Speaks that we don't know what it is. And these are the perfect 3 cards for the angels. Hello, Miss Rhonda. Rhonda. Yeah, last days of January. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, that it is the last days, and I think the last days are crazy. It's kind of twofold. All right, and these are coming out, okay, they're coming out really slow. So that tells me, even though we got the fire horse coming in, this seems like the angels, either they're really trying to be very succinct, or the energy is thick. I actually think it's the angels wanting to be as succinct as possible. Yes, you may, Rhonda says. Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Is that the second one? Yes, it is. Second one, sneaking out from the side. That's interesting, sneaking out from the side. So it's kind of like, okay, so remember this. The second one might be, hi, Yolanda. Yes, you may. The second one may be more subtle. Remember that. Okay, so I have to show this. So see your is that a pansy, right? A friend of mine, this was way back. I used to do, there was a church, a spiritualist church that I would go to up in Prescott. And there was several of us that would do readings. Everybody would, I think it was people would get a number, and then we'd go up and do reading for whatever number we got. Well, anyway, one of the gals there, she was a friend of mine. I think she lives in Washington now. When I was doing a talk about different signs that you get from loved ones, from my mom and dad especially, numbers. But a lot of other people, there's animals, there's insects, there's rainbows, there's chimes, all of this. She said it wasn't until after she heard me talk that she realized that this pansy flower was how she recognized her mom. And she said she started seeing them in the most bizarre places. Like she'd get on her feed on Facebook, she'd see a picture of a pansy coming up like in the crack of a sidewalk. So she goes, that was so cool. She never realized that that's how her mom was coming to her, because she always thought it was just numbers, and it's like, oh no, there's so many ways. So, and I know many of you know this. All right, bad weather here in Kentucky. Oh yeah. Excuse me, Kentucky I saw was like in the path too. Yeah. Hi, Elena. Hello from Switzerland. Oh my goodness. Let me know if you want a card. Woohoo. I'll add you to the list after I do the poll. She's talking about your flower, Mama. Yep, that is it. This one right here. Right there. So some people, that's how you recognize. Okay, so here we go. I got the cards. Got to pull the cards for the week. Desert Speaks card is, creativity. This, I feel like it's because this week we may be, where is it? Jessica says, okay, so last days of January are crazy. Yes. But the creativity, what it feels like is these last few days, this last week, we are going to have to be creative in how we approach things. Now, there's a lot of crazy stuff, just even talking about the weather. That in and of itself is crazy. But this is really, we have to be very creative in how we are looking at things. This has to do with meal prep. It has to do with maybe your exercise program. You're getting tired of doing certain things, or you typically walk outside and now you can't, so you have to be creative. Or maybe you're just getting tired of eating the same old thing, so be creative in something new. Pick one thing new that you're going to make. It feels like this is going to be a week. Everybody, it's going to be, different for each one of us, but look at, okay, let's view this as, instead of the same old, let's get creative and see how I can pull some things together. Or, you know what, going back to the cooking is always so easy, but have a friend over and it's like, okay, you make this, I make this, let's somehow come up with a blended version of, some meal, and sit down and be creative about it, just something different. It's like, bam, I like it. I'm always creative in that cooking. Even though it seems like I kind of go back to the same thing, I like to think I'm being creative because I watch cooking shows. It's like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, so you pick up pieces and parts of each one and blend them all together. Okay. First angel card we have is Be Love. That goes right along with creativity. It absolutely does. You think about, if you are putting love into what you are doing, it is inevitably going to come out more creative than if you didn't. You know what I mean? This is truly be the essence of love. Be in the essence of love, but be the love. Second angel card we have is a And angel's wings. This feels like more of you. Now, last week's card was signs from above. And this feels like it's kind of carrying into that theme, as in more of you will start having experiences where you're going to notice your angels. Whether you're going to notice signs from your angels or you're all of a sudden going to feel something. You know, like if you're just sitting there and all of a sudden it feels like there's just the ever so slightly, and it's like you go like that, and it's like, what was that, a bug? You know, it's like that. Yeah, it might not be a bug, it might be your angels. So pay attention. And I think the more that we are in that love vibration, it also allows us to feel those angels' wings. Third angel card we have is we are here. Okay, so if you don't feel their wings, at least know they are announcing themselves. However they announce themselves. You know, it might be through chimes. It might be through, if it's a cloudy day and you're just like, I wonder how the angels are going to come to me today. And all of a sudden you see a ray of sunshine. Just like one little ray. And then it's cloudy again. It's like, yeah, that's so cool. So it's definitely going to be an interesting week. But the allow creativity, I think, is going to be a fun one to just put yourself in that mode for this week. Allow creativity. So there you go. All right, I got to write that down. Allow creativity. Okay. So first, I'm going to start with Miss Stephanie. Miss Stephanie. Miss Stephanie. Okay, stop. Okay, Steph, the energy for you is a little crazy. I gotta flip this right side up. This is the only deck I try to keep the cards all the same. I don't know why I started doing that, but okay, Stephanie. Is that it? Oh, there it is. All right, Steph, here we go. Shine your light. So it's so funny. You know, going back to the snow, and don't go out in the snow. It's like, but if you were outside, your light would just shine so much that it would just melt that snow all around you. Now, this, I think, because think about the people that you are around. And I feel like some of them are coming at you versus being with you, and allowing yourself the space to just shine your light. And sometimes that means not saying anything. And sometimes that means, oh, this is a tough one for me. It's like, you know, when you want to say something and you just smile and don't say anything. And then take a breath. I feel like it's like that. And it may be there's people, but it also may be the situation. And I know sometimes, you know, with the weather you get locked in, and so that gets to be people's tempers get shorter. But this is going to be a week where you're going to be pushed a little bit, Steph. So let me know. Let me know. Yes. I know, this one, I love this one. And I think out of the deck, this is the only card that I used this particular program. All the other ones, it was a different program that I used, but that one I couldn't get rid of because I love that. I love that, the look of that one so much. All right, Miss Christie. The energy for me is a little crazy, so what else is new? Yep, I smile a lot, and that's okay. I know I was put in a situation this last week, and I not woulda, shoulda, coulda, but looking back and thinking about it, I would do it differently next time if it happens again, where I would just smile and not say anything. All right, Christy. Christy! Excuse me. Christy. There it is. Let's see. Message from beyond. Yeah, I think this was the angels getting your attention. I think it's, it feels like it's more angels, but it also so what I'm seeing, and I'm holding it up so you can see the mirror image. So what I'm seeing is like a room full of, so if you're standing there and you see a room full of angels, and this is just the visual that I'm seeing, but everybody's wearing white, almost like it's a choir, but you can tell that it's angels. But there's, all of a sudden, there's somebody like back there saying, I'm here, I'm here. So there are some loved ones in there, but it is many more angels. Oh, now the angels are going, okay, yep. So pay attention. I think it's going to be subtle, but I think it's going to be kind of cute too, because it's almost like, so somebody that's shorter, I'm here. And then the angels kind of part the way so this person can come up to be in the front because they're shorter. So it feels, that's the visual I'm getting. It does feel like you are going to be getting some messages this week, kind of like last week with the signs from above. And it feels like it may start out where you're not noticing it. And it's like, oh, is that you? I think that was you. Thank you, angels, for allowing the message to come through too. And then allow the new energy, that gratitude energy, because it's like, thank you, may I have another? Thank you, may I please have another? Thank you. And it gets more and more and more messages. So, Christy, let me know. Let me know, Miss Christy. All right, Miss Jessica. With the crazy last days of January. Crazy. Oh, Miss Jessica. So, the day when we actually met in person. You know how long ago that was. You will remember more than I will, because I don't remember. I just know it was a long time ago. Where was I? I was someplace else, because I was lifting up the back of my vehicle and there was a flippin' piece of glass. So what happens is when I slam down the back, then I lift it back up, where the latch is, sometimes I'll find a little tiny piece of glass. I found a piece of glass. They're still popping up. Anyway. Okay, Jessica, here we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, and actually, going through what you said about the situation that you have. Let me see. Here, this one. Remember, you are the light. Yes, they are each their own light as well, but remember, you are the light. And remember to be the light, just like the be love. It's like, okay, yeah, I am the light. I am the light. And it feels like it softens things. And it melts away things too, but it softens in a way that it doesn't mean that you aren't learning the lessons. You know, it's like, okay, one's out, one's new. Yes, there's lessons in there. There's energy with each one. And you come out a little bit brighter with each one. So remember that. That's what it feels like. That's what's going on for you, Miss Jessica. And I love that you got that one. All right, Miss Rhonda. And I see Miss Carla. Yes, you may. And Carla, aren't you glad that we have sun in 65 versus all the other stuff everybody else is getting? I've been starting to see signs from my dad and sister again. Yay! Dad, I think, is wanting me to watch how much sugar and carbs I'm eating again. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dad. Okay. But thanks for the sign. Okay, Rhonda, shuffling for Rhonda. Shuffling for Rhonda. So funny. So if you guys did not see the meditation I did with Ruth on Thursday, it was really good. It was very, if you're looking for a quick, it was short, quick as in short time frame, and there was a lot of healing that went on in it. It's either you can go find it on Enlightened World Network's Facebook page. I shared it on my page, and it's also on Enlightened World's YouTube channel. And I have a playlist on my YouTube channel with all the meditations that I do. I should say most of them, as I do my best to remember to get them all. So, yes, blessed to have wonderful weather and sunlight. I know we're kind of spoiled, aren't we? Okay, Rhonda, here we go. Oh, my freedom card, my butterfly. So this totally feels like it's a message from somebody. Yeah, it feels like somebody from the other side is saying, hey, remember that you are a soul. Remember that you are spirit. You are having a physical experience, but you are free in who you are. It's like, okay, let's say that you have a body that has a lot of pain. I know two people, one for sure, one I'm pretty sure, but the other one for sure. She had a lot of pain before she crossed. She crossed back in October. And when you go into meditation, when you are asleep dreaming, when you close your eyes, you are not the body that feels the pain. You are free in how you move, in how you feel. And I think that is, it's really important that you remember that. It feels like there's something or someone that's almost like they're trying to hold you in a certain place. And no, you don't have to be held, and you have someone on the other side. Maybe it's a guide. It might be a loved one, but it might be a guide that is helping you to see you are free. You have so much more freedom than you realize. But it's, this 3D world locks us in here, but when we close our eyes and we are focused on wherever we want, that's the freedom. So let me know, Miss Rhonda. Let me know. Okay, so shuffling for Yolanda. Yolanda! There's a little gnat. I don't know where they come from. All right, so Jess, you've said this before, terrible time, glass break, but just think sprinkles of me. Yes, sprinkles of Jess, sprinkles of love, I love it. I do think of you every time, and I laugh. It's not that I'm angry about it, it's just like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. It's pretty funny. Thank you for the card. The purple stood out a lot. Oh yeah, and think about that on top of your head. That's very cool. Yes, yes. Okay, so shuffling for Yolanda. Yolanda. So I got Yolanda, and then I got Carla, and then I'm done. Carla, you are the last on the list. But this is for Yolanda. Yolanda. There it is. Yep, yep, yep. There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh, your spiritual journey. Look at that. Look at that path ahead. Looks pretty clear, doesn't it? Yeah. So this is just a beautiful reminder that we don't we don't always know what's around the bend. We also don't know if there's branches in our way, if there's something that's coming up that, it might be a blip, and here's the thing, we can make it whatever, it's our thinking that helps create it and turn it into what it is. Whether it's a branch where you can easily move it, or whether it's, oh my gosh, this thing doesn't budge, and you have to, bend way over. It's like, think about the energy that we are putting into what is in front of us. Are we saying, oh, that storm they were talking about, it just turned out to be not as much at all as they were saying it was going to be. Or, oh, you got a flat tire. You never know who you might meet that's going to come change your tire. It's the energy that we put out with whatever situation is in front of us. And if you look at the path ahead, the part that you can't see as something exciting, it's like, yay, that's the energy that we're putting out there. Think about, oh, I can see this much of my path, I'm going to throw fairy dust. Man, and Yolanda, if you've never thrown fairy dust, anybody else that's never thrown fairy dust, imagine sticking a bunch of fairy dust in your pocket. Just throwing it out, and you can see it sparkle, and it shifts the energy ahead. It's a lot of fun. Fairy dust. All right, Yolanda, that's what I got. So. All right, Miss Jackie Bang, I'm adding you with Carla. Because I said Carla was the last, so I'll add you. How's your weather? Are you getting hit? So Chicago, looked like you were getting some, but not a lot. But yes, Miss Jackie, I'll do you and Carla together. And anybody else that joins on, you're going to be in the same one. I think I've said this before, but I think if we would have gotten a reading that day, I would have experienced something I wouldn't have experienced something I was supposed to. I think so. Obviously, there was a reason. So the story goes, if anybody else, the Freedom card says a lot to me. Yay, Miss Rhonda. So the story goes, super cold. The story goes, all right, and shuffling for Carla and Jackie. So Jessica wanted a reading. Jessica, hopefully I'm not saying anything that you wouldn't. I don't think so. So, and I was going to meet her, and I did meet her. And as I was backing my vehicle into the spot, all of a sudden I hear, pop. At first I thought it was a gunshot. Didn't I think it was a gunshot? It was just like the weirdest thing. Well, broke the back window of my car because there was a branch that had been cut off, and so that was kind of like right pointy, and I was backing in, and I thought I could still, yeah. Luckily, it all turned out. I got to meet Jessica. Okay, so Carla and Jackie. Carla and Jackie, let's see what we got. Oh, the abundance card. Look at that. Yeah, this feels like kind of like the creativity card for the week. It feels like looking at things from a different perspective. If things are appearing this way in a not so positive light, look at them from either what you are gathering knowledge-wise, wisdom-wise. Maybe there's people that are coming into your life that you wouldn't notice. Look at it from coming from the space of gratitude, coming from the space of we live in an abundant world. Coming from that space. So it's almost like turning things around if you are looking at things from a not so positive way. And sometimes it's easier to see it on other people. So maybe ask a friend to help call it out for you. Yeah. Be careful who you ask, because it's like you don't want to get in a fight with them, but just gently tell me. And I do have a couple of friends that I have said in the past, it's like, yeah, Pinky swear this is what we're gonna do, and things like, but be careful of who you ask if you're asking a friend. But it feels like really allowing yourself to look at things from the gratitude perspective, or if you aren't seeing it, ask them if they can see it to help you see it in a different way. Because I feel like the abundance, yes, we live in an abundant world. I think the scarcity, I think, is people that are fear-mongering. And it might not even be people, it might just be the energy of scarcity. And we have to, as a collective, have to see the universe, see our world as the abundant world that it is. Bam! All right, Carla and Jackie, let me know. It is a very positive card. It absolutely is. And it's a great way to have this be the last card too. Yay. Purple is my color, and I can see that in my journey's path. I will sprinkle fairy dust. Yes, yes. I love fairy dust is so much fun. And anybody, if you haven't used fairy dust, put some in your pocket so you can have it anytime you want. Thank you, Miss Sue. Not sure what this means yet, but I will call on the angels to help me be grateful. Yep, I think it will appear. Yay. Hi, Miss Elaine. I'm glad you caught us too. All right, so everybody, this week, let's see, I'll be on Thursday. Should be on Thursday, but hope you have a great week. Allow creativity to come through no matter what's in front of you. You are very welcome, Miss Rhonda. Thank you all for being live with me today, and I will see you, either I'll see you Thursday or I'll see you next Sunday. Angel blessings to you. Bye.